All right, look at this.
That's glad to be here. That one.
This camera is melting down. And
Okay, y'all. So we have to sing "Happy Birthday" to our girl. Oh, yeah.
And the cameras are
1,
blowing
2, 3. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Come on around here to kick it.
No, because I'm waiting on you.
Oh.
We started on the second verse. We were like, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I want to get all the cameras lit. Be still.
Happy birthday to you.
We still might have Michael Jackson.
Girl, hush.
There it is.
Okay. Y'all are such a
Another
beautiful.
one on the road to 50.
Yes. And these are the girl hush X, okay? All right, let me make a wish. Okay, wish is done. Let me blow.
I just brought my fan at the time. I love it.
Thank y'all. Woo! Yes. I will be 50 come Monday.
Yes.
Yes.
So welcome to Girl Hush. And y'all to see how we have gotten started. We are celebrating our girl on her road to 50. So she will be 50 years old Monday. So we could not let this day go by without wishing her a happy 50. I'm so glad y'all done crossed over with me.
Yes.
Oh my God.
To the AARP Club.
Went over the rainbow.
And Wendy like, well, who are these?
I got my AARP card. I get my 15% discount. My 2% discount.
Oh, take this stuff.
You have to get your discount. You deserve it. You crossed the road to 50.
I'm okay.
So, I have to start off. So, I am Felicia. So, I want to introduce my co-host. And so, to my right, we got the statistician. She always going to come with the stats.
The stats.
So, we got to keep the
Professor Statistician.
Yes. And then, we got Miss Prim and Proper, Tanisha.
Straight from the South. Straight country. From Mississippi.
She trying to go against her name, Prim and Proper.
From the Delta. One time for the sip.
Whoop, whoop. And then at the end, we got our anniversary girl who just celebrated 14 years on yesterday. So it was her anniversary on yesterday.
Heart.
That's it.
Happy anniversary.
I can't do the heart
I
like
didn't
that
know it
way.
was 14 years.
14.
But they've been together like, what, 19?
19.
19 years.
Happy anniversary and war.
Yes, happy anniversary and more.
That's her husband's name.
Yeah. So sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And so
And then
tonight,
my friend Felicia, she was so sweet. She brought us over dinner. That was so sweet. So we did that. We ate, and then Aaron surprised me. We had some more edible arrangements, and then
Edible.
Girl, she confused me. I was like, wait a minute.
Talking about some underwear. But we had a little
Need clarification.
arrangement, the chocolate covered
Okay.
stuff. And then we had, so he surprised me with this bracelet,
Aww.
and that's got the coordinates up there of the beach, for DeSoto Beach, where we got married, and we
that's so
also
gorgeous.
That's very
in
thoughtful.
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, we eloped, we ran off, and
Where
married.
was Florida?
Fort DeSoto, like by
Okay.
Tampa.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one year you took your husband on a helicopter ride.
Yeah,
for
I
your
did.
anniversary.
And,
Y'all do
in
the best
Nashville.
things.
Yeah, and we did the little hand thing, like the hand sculpture.
No, I don't.
It's like a little plaster. It's like a little bucket, and you put your hands in there, and then you fill it up with mold, and then you unpeel it. So we got to unpeel it today.
Aww.
Yeah, that'll be our hand prints, hand mold. So it'll be cute.
Did y'all video that?
No, we did. But I just had to send y'all a picture
Okay.
of our hands when we get done. So it's nice. It's a nice
Mhm.
little anniversary. So going on into that, our love languages.
yes. And so me and Takitha looking down because we're trying to get our Podbean fans on, and we never want to leave our fans out. We thank our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter,
Hey, hushers.
all of our hushers. We thank you all for tuning in every week. And so the reason I know a lot of y'all, we got emails and texts and calls like, where are y'all? Y'all was looking for us yesterday. That made us feel so good that we were missed on yesterday. But of course, our girl celebrated her anniversary, and we wanted to give her that time with her husband.
She took the day off.
Yes.
Yes, for
And so,
love.
But
because
the
of
night
that-
was on.
We know what your love language was last night.
Physical touch.
And so I want to, so because of that, we're just gonna get into tonight's topic, and it stemmed actually from her anniversary. So when she was telling us about her anniversary, we started talking about love languages. So we wanted to come on here and share with the hushers. We want you all to leave a comment below and tell us what your love language is. And so we're gonna start with the anniversary queen herself.
But wait.
Oh,
Wait.
wait. We got to get the statistician got to bring us that.
We even start.
I
This is
forgot.
a
My
good
bad.
topic, and we are talking about love languages, and so I just had to know how many people really know like what a love language is. So
Yes.
guess what? Only 30% of people in the United States know what we're talking about as far as love languages.
Yeah.
What are we
So-
talking about?
Love languages, the different love languages, and so people have no idea. They've
I
never
never
heard
believe
of
that.
it.
That's 30%. Though.
Yeah, I don't
Like
believe
it
that
seemed like
either.
it was
because most people are
nice.
familiar with
Yeah.
Gary Chapman.
Gary Chapman. Yes, I think I took my first love language test about 15 years ago, but go ahead.
Well, I'm just telling you what.
And we believe you because you are
The statistician.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
so.
And so with that being said, so she gave you the stats. 30% know about this. So hopefully we're going to increase that percentage tonight by talking about love language. So Wendy, it was your
But
anniversary.
before we do
We gotta
that,
talk about what they are.
yes.
Yes. So there's 5 love languages that Gary Chapman talked about. So they are gifts. So giving gifts and or receiving them as being a love language. Words of affirmation. So being told that that you're beautiful, that you're successful, you're smart, all those type of things. Quality time, so spending time with each other, doing various activities. Physical touch, y'all know that. And then what was the other? And then acts of service, so being doing things for one another. So with that, so I took the quiz, and mine is well, as far as like receiving is acts of service. So if you do things for me, then I'm like, oh, this person just really loves me and just wants to kind of, number 2, free up my time so that we can spend time together. So those are my like top 2. And then the other ones kind of just sprinkled. They're almost like across the board, which like it was like a more definitive. I think when I took it, I was younger. I think like physical touch was like 2. And that's kind of like lower down in the priority ranking now. But
So when you took it years ago, I'm sorry because I was trying to get the pod benders on. What was your first one?
the one before was like, I think quality time was still quality time was 1, but then I think physical touch might have been 2, and then quality time. But it's still like words of affirmation, like they kind of have moved up for me because I think before when I was younger, like words of affirmation was kind of like, well, you can say anything. What you gonna do? What your actions say. But because my husband has been sick and different things like that I think just having those words of encouragement through his treatment, through all the trials and stuff that we were going through, that meant more that that he saw the effort that I was putting in around the house and how much I was doing, and so it means more to me now than I think it meant.
Because it makes you feel noticed when
Right,
they say it. It
right,
confirms
yeah.
your actions.
Yeah,
That's good.
definitely. So that's it. That's pretty much it. So yeah, what's mine?
Miss Prim and Proper, what is your love language?
So, in the book, Gary Chapman talks about how your love languages would change as you grow, and that you should maybe check in with your love languages and I forget how many years, maybe 4 or 5 years or so, check in. So I recently took the love language test, and my number one is words of affirmation. I hear you say this. Tell me I'm beautiful every day, all day. Okay. That just does not just that I'm beautiful, but just give me words of affirmation, just like Wendy said, words of comfort, words of assurance. You know, life and death is in the power of the tongue. You can build me up with your words, or you can tear me down with your words, depending on who you are in my life, you know. So words of affirmation was number one. Receiving gifts was number two. Acts of service is number three. And I think acts of service may be coming to be number two. But that words of affirmation may be number one for a very, 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 you know. Every time I've taken the test, words of affirmation was number one. Okay?
Yeah. And it's something powerful that you just said about, you know, you can build me up with your words or you can tear me down. And you know, and a lot of people, I know when I was a little girl growing up, people used to always say, sticks and stones would break my bones, but words would never hurt me.
Not true.
And words really do hurt you. There are people I have discovered, and I'm one of those people, by the way, the words that were said to you, even as a child, or even in your teen years, still affect you at the right age of 50 or 51. And so words are so very powerful. So I'm glad you said it. And they most definitely can tear you down. But people try to act like they just words, you know. You know, don't put your hands on me. But you know what? If you put your hands on me, I can heal from that. But I may never heal from your words.
Right. So many times you may hear growing up, you may not ever be anything, or you won't amount to anything. When I was 19 and pregnant, my mom is heavily involved in the church. She is now a pastor. And by me being a PK kid, it was shunned upon by me being pregnant at 19 and out of wedlock, and some of the things that people were saying, you know, about my situation really affected me, you know, but I overcame, you know, those things. But anyway, words do matter, and they can hurt. They can hurt.
Absolutely, absolutely. Statistician.
So,
statistician. Where's your glasses?
I can see.
Baby, when she put those glasses on, she made business.
So my first was words of affirmation, without a doubt. And so I didn't doubt that at all, you know?
What do you like to hear? Some of the things you like to hear, Takitha?
Every day.
Yes, every day.
Please
say it.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're the prettiest girl I ever.
You are the prettiest girl in the whole wide world.
And I love you, and you know, and now that this menopause stuff going on, and then I like people to say, you look just fine.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So I do like words of affirmation. And then my second one was quality time. My second highest was quality time. And so that's important to me too, spending quality time with my spouse. And I actually made him take the test too, because you do change, and it is important to know, because of course when I was reading, they were saying that this is important because a lot of times when people are in relationships and you're communicating, well, you wonder why your relationships are not successful, and it's because people are really not communicating, and you don't really know what you want from each other. So this test was just good. So I was like, hey, take this test.
Have y'all ever taken the test before?
I think we took it like probably during our pre-marriage in counseling. I think we took it back then. I don't remember like back then, because it's been 20 plus years ago, but we took it recently. And so his number one was acts of service.
Because what you do yesterday to show him.
So yesterday.
Talk about yesterday. When you said that language was acts of service.
Yeah, so I was like, well, okay then. So I was sitting out here, I was in a coma, I was sleeping. He was like, hey, come around here and look, because he wanted my opinion on, because we had to do like all of our flower beds, because the storm just destroyed our flower beds and stuff. So anyway, he was like, come around here and look. So I was like, okay, let me go see what's going on. And he had all these buckets of bushes. And I was like, you want me to help you?
Begrudgingly.
Put the plant, and he was like, yeah, that'll be nice. So actually, we did that last night. It was really fun because we woke up this morning. We was like, we really had a good time out there,
Planting
like
bushes
working
and
in the
had
yard.
quality time
Mhm,
together.
mhm.
Acts of service and quality time
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then words of affirmation because I was thanked later.
Wink, wink.
All
What was your
right,
number?
see,
What was your number 3?
my let me look on here because see, I had the screenshot.
You said words.
Words of affirmation was 1, quality time was
Quality
2,
time.
and then acts of
Acts
service
of-
was 3 for me.
Okay.
And receiving gifts was my least, and I'm really not. Yeah. So this was like dead on for me taking this.
The reason why receiving gifts for me is something, it's not even the gift, it's the fact that you thought of
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'm sort of like that too.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not even
very
about the
like
gift.
Yeah.
It's just to be thought of.
Yeah.
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 I feel weird like receiving gifts, but like if you get me something, like I keep it for like forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just like I got birthday cards from just like you know what I mean. I got cards from like my mom sent me in college. Like I keep
Aw.
stuff like that. Like it just I don't know. It's just like the fact
so
that you
mushy.
need it. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you gonna keep the warmies?
I had about a bed. I was like, they thought about me.
And so my love language, the
Come
top
on,
one-
CEO. Look at
It's
Call me prim
extraordinary.
and proper. What's this?
Extraordinary.
What is this for?
just trying to be comfortable,
Uh-huh.
trying to make sure there's room on the sofa for the girl hush crew.
Uh-huh.
And so mine actually changed because Philip and I did this probably like 7 or 8 years ago, probably a little bit longer. And my top one was physical touch, and I thought it was going to be physical touch again, but this time physical touch came second. It was words of affirmation, just like you all. And I'm surprised that words of affirmation were mine years ago, because we was talking about the past and words do hurt you. All my life I've been beat down. Family, friends, just anybody, have always beat me down with words. And so people, like out in the street, that's probably what I don't care about. But when it comes from your family, when it hit close to home, it affects me. Strangers know because you really don't know me, so
Right.
your words may not be correct. But people who live with me, family or whoever, that affects me. And so this time, words of affirmation was my top one, and I can see, and I'm surprised, but it actually came in second the last time that I took it. That it was words of affirmation, and I even think that physical touch came first. Because that's the way, when you holding me and stuff like that makes me feel love for some reason. Yeah.
You can hold me,
It
but
makes
we
me-
get back after about 10.
Yeah, I just like, like I'm that girl who like when we walk in the store, I want to be holding hands. When Philip come in, I want to, every day he come in, he'll tell me like, can I have a hug?
Drip,
Yeah.
Aw.
And so, but now it's words of, it's words of affirmation because like I said, so many people, even when you're young, words are said to you. I know, and if anybody read my book, From a Whore to a Housewife, check it out on Amazon. I talked about one of my teachers when I got pregnant with Jeremy at 6, and like my friends' parents, talk real bad about me, like you can't hang out with her, she fast, she this, and it was like some horrible stuff said to me. People said I would never be anything, which is why I'm always,
Okay,
like
doctor.
striving now. Which
Yeah.
Dr. Cool.
And so I remember a teacher told me I was a disgrace to the African American community because when I had Jeremy, like it's like normal now for a teenager to get pregnant. Like you say,
How old were you when you had Jeremy?
I was 16.
16.
Mhm. So if somebody but I got pregnant at 15. And so like if somebody say now, a 16-year-old pregnant, everybody like, okay, that ain't no big deal. But back then,
Right.
that was like,
Yeah.
like unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I remember this teacher told me I was like a disgrace. She said you would never amount to nothing. I had a family member, telling me the same thing. And so, and I'm a big advocate of counseling. But sometimes people can tell you stuff that even counseling don't heal. Some stuff is just the power of God has to heal you from it, from those words.
Right.
And I know I suffered with that like up into my 40s.
Yeah.
Like
And probably, I think you released a lot too after you wrote your book.
Right.
maybe so. Maybe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So
What was
that
your
was
number
my-
3?
My number, so it was words of affirmation, physical touch. The next one was quality time. And then the last one was gifts. And a lot of times people think that's my first one, and it's actually my last one. And I know like you said, sometimes we love people how we think they want to be loved, and the relationship go bad. So you hit it nail on when you said that. Because Philip used to do that when he first met me, a lot of buying stuff, and then he had to realize when we took the love language test, that wasn't my gift.
Right.
And I thought his was acts of service, because I had to make sure the house clean, make sure I run his bed water, make sure I fix his dinner, and just doing all this acting. But
Right,
his was
yeah.
quality time.
Yeah.
And so when we did love language, it made sense to both of us. Because, you know, like I said, back then, with physical touch, and he's like, now I see why you always asking for a hug. And then he's the type of person, he does everything with his family. You know, guys have, you know, they want to hang out with the guys and this. Philip, I don't care where we go, me and Jalen with him. He going to motorsport, we right there. He going to the game, me and Jalen right there. He going, and then it made sense, like, that's why he do that. So we was loving each other the wrong way. And so I love Gary Chapman. I'm surprised your statistician said 30%
Yeah.
know about this.
Yeah.
But something that you said, Wendy, have you ever did it in reverse? So
Yeah.
when you did it in reverse, how did that work out for you?
Right. So when I took it as far as like how I received love, but then I also did it just kind of started a whole like domino effect. Like it was like, how do I give love and things like that. So like when I was thinking about how I give love, I'm a gifter. So like, so if I see something that made me think about you, you know, it don't have to be no holler or nothing like that. And so I just do that. And then I'm still like acts of service with my friends. So I want to, you know, do something to like brighten up your day and stuff like that. So so I was doing those things too. But then like when Anwar took it, that's how you were saying like just loving differently. Like his was words of affirmation too. But I think, and you're just talking about like how your childhood and stuff like that. My family we didn't really say anything, you know what I mean, as far as words. And that was reminding me of somebody that was saying like, you know, you can have like a childhood and it might not be traumatic as far as things that happened, but sometimes it's the things that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That can be, you know, that can be just as much as one. So I didn't hear it, oh, you're doing a good job, oh, you're so smart and stuff like that. So that lack of hearing it, that lack of affirming things to where it didn't make that like important to me. And so the fact that was Anwar's words of affirmation, I was like, well, they're just words. But it was so high ranked on him that I had to make a conscious effort of, okay, well, telling him, you know, you look good today, or, you know, thank you, I appreciate you for doing this, and, you know, you're an amazing, you know, man of God, and, you know, I love how you leave my house and stuff like that. So, so it just made me more conscious of how I give as far as like to my friends, how I give to my husband and stuff, and even with my son, you know, like so I want to give him so much stuff, you know, I want to make sure that he don't want for anything, but that's not necessarily his love language. He likes gifts and stuff like that because he's a kid, but he really wants some quality time. Well, his physical touch.
Yeah.
So we ain't even got to do anything, but he on his switch, you know, he right here, you know what I mean? Yeah,
He can
just
feel
want
you.
he just want to feel me. If it's a big toe touching my knee, then that's what he want to do. So I have to make a conscious effort, like, oh, let's go read a book and stuff like that. And we all cuddled up. We got our little chair and a half, so we snuggled up and we reading stuff. So it just made me aware of just, you know, because there's more than one relationship than just with, you know, with significant other. It's your friends, it's your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
And stuff like that. And,
And I never thought about what you said. Sometimes it's not what they say, it's what they didn't say.
Yeah.
That's powerful too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people, so I heard this quote, I know y'all have said it, some of the 3 most powerful phrases people need to say and sometimes they don't say are, I love you, I forgive you, and I love you, and it was 2 things. I love you and I forgive you. In some instances, people don't say it enough, and it's warranted. It needs to be said because it's so powerful to say I love you. It's so powerful to say I forgive you.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing was I forgive you. Will you forgive me? You know, sometimes it's not there. It's omitted, and it needs
What
to be
about
there.
thank you? Was that on the list? Just saying thank you.
Thank you could be on the list. Thank you. You're welcome. You know, I need you. That's what it was. I need you. I love you. I forgive you. Were like 3 powerful phrases that is hard sometimes for people to say. Even sometimes for me, it's hard to say, I need you. I can say I love you.
And most people that
and I
are
can say I
givers-
forgive you. But for me to say I need you, sometimes it's hard to say.
Is it because you're a giver? Because I know that's hard for Wendy.
That
as
is,
well.
yes, that's one of how I give gifts.
Yeah.
How I give love is by giving gifts, acts of service, and then quality time may be another way that I.
Because when you're the one that normally is the giver, and I know from in my family, I'm the one that's the giver, and it's hard to
say I need
you, yeah.
Right.
Because everybody always needs you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you gonna need the need?
Yeah.
Need the
I
need.
wasn't wrong, she need me. She always got it, so well put together.
And that's the thing though, because people always we need help sometime too. Because you always seem like you're okay. Sometimes we not okay.
But that goes right back to what I was saying. Like, people really don't. It's all a part of communication. Like, we miss that. Like, yeah, and they see you as that person and just give. You don't need anything.
I remember.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say, because sometimes we don't really take the time to get to know people that we're
Yes.
really in relationships with to see what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? So
I know during the COVID days, I saw this on Facebook a lot. Hey, check on your strong friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because we have our bad days, we have our weak days too. We have our
Yeah.
days, where we need to lean on
Yeah.
somebody.
Exactly.
But if you're always looked at, and it's a good thing to be able to help everybody, but then it's a bad thing too because people feel like you never need the help, or you never, you know what I'm saying? And so it's
And that can be hurtful when someone.
Sorry about that.
Join dog hutch.
They trying to tell you that love.
They like worse than the dog said,
He wants you to know his love language.
right. The dog said, I need you.
so what would you say, T?
I don't even know the dog.
She said, I don't even know.
I don't even know I'm about to be 50 Monday. I don't even know, but the dog took all that away.
Yeah. So I'm surprised, and I've known all of y'all for a minute of time, just sprinkled differently. But I mean, I feel like I know y'all enough to feel like that I'm surprised that words affirmation is so high. So do you think that it's higher now because you've experienced all the other love languages, like you've had physical touch, you've had those, and now that's higher up, or that you're more, I don't know, maybe because you're more confident about who you are, that it's nice to like hear it? Or is it like the same situation like with Fee, that you didn't hear those words, or because words were so hurtful that they mean more now?
So
Because y'all always just strike me as like just so strong people that I don't, and I do like, girl, you look so good today, but I didn't know that was such a big like.
and let me be clear. So maybe when I took the test, I guess I was thinking more like I took it, based on my relationship with my husband. So I think words of affirmation is important to me to hear from him.
Okay.
Now I'm okay if, you don't have to say I'm because
No, because we're not telling you.
that from y'all.
I'm not telling you you're beautiful every day. Once a week is all you get.
You got buttery skin.
So I don't think that is what I would expect. That's from him. That's what I like to hear from him.
Yeah.
But I think what Wendy was saying, you can take this same love language
Yeah.
and apply it to family and
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's not so much I want to hear I'm beautiful for my friends, but for my friends, not that y'all have to say this. I hope this comes across. So to your point, it's because sometimes by being that strong person or that person who people feel like they're so accomplished, we are taken for granted, and so we don't hear it as much. And we're depleted from those words because you're looked upon as you got it all together.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Why do you need to hear good job? You know what I mean? And so because there's such a lack of it, maybe I need it because I just don't hear it. Because in their eyes, I don't need it. But so.
So how are y'all with like So if you think about it in like a family aspect, like what are you to your family as far as like how you give love to your family, how you receive love to your family? Are you the encourager? Do people call you like when they need a word or encouragement? It's like, well, I got this test going on and I'm freaking out about it. Like, do people call you for that, or do they call you when they need something, call you when they need some money? Call you.
That's
Call you.
That's a little bit of all
With
for
me, yeah, it just depends on the situation. Because on the flip side, like I like to give quality time, you know, and spend quality time with like my family, like my mom and my children. So like I make a conscious effort, like me and my mama go out like once or twice a week, just me and my mom, you know, and like me and my kids, you know, have things. Now the teenager, you know, he ain't too much want to hang out with. Like, you know, my daughter's here tonight. That's out. We'll probably be sitting out here or chit chat, you know, just what we do, gossiping or whatever. And so that's important to me. And then like with y'all, my friends, like I like quality time with my friends. So that's important to me, spending time. Or even if I just like, if we just texting something, then that's like I'm having a good day, you know, when we send those texts or whatever. And then when I, you know, pop in her office and, you know, she goes into her comedy.
if she's let loose.
she goes in one of her comedy routines, you know, then we're good.
It's one. I won't call any names, but she has one personation of a person down to the T.
Most people.
And sometimes she'll do it, and I'll say it again.
But I think in my family, I'm the one they call on if they need prayer. I'm the one they call on if they need encouragement. I'm the one they call on if they need money. I'm the one they call on if they need a ride. I'm just the one that they call on.
That's how I am with my family. And very simple.
And I think to answer your first question, the words of affirmation, I do think it stems from my childhood.
Yeah.
I most definitely think it does. You know, because when you hear negativity for all of your life, and then but then that's why it's so important to be healed and to become whole and ask God to, you know, to show you and to give you this healing. Because I know even for my 50th birthday, and somebody had to bring this to my attention. It was another girlfriend of mine brought this to my attention. I was like, nobody ever showed up for me. Nobody, and I'm always the one that's forgotten, and I'm always the one of this, and I'm always the one of this. And so at my 50th birthday party, she was like, people showed up for you. Because I used to always say that. Like, I'm the one that show up for everybody. If somebody having a party, if somebody this, if somebody, I'm going to show up. I'm the one that, but I'm like, nobody ever show up for me. And so she had to show, you know, like, is that probably just drilled in your mind because that has happened for so long? Is it a possibility that things have changed? I'm like, no, things ain't changed. And so at my birthday party, she was like,
you saw it.
look around. People are showing up for you.
Yeah.
And then it happened again at my graduation. My daughter told me, because she was like, Mom, how many people coming down to your graduation? Because at my graduation, because I'm always expecting people not to show up for me. So I'm like, don't worry about coming to my graduation. It's all the way in Alabama. Don't even worry about coming. But then people were like, no, I'm coming. First, my aunt was the first one. She's like, you know, my sister, you know, she been passed away. She can't be there. I'm coming. Then my brother and sister like, I'm coming. And then some of Phil's family like, I'm coming. And then some of my friends was like, Tanisha was one of them. And then Tamika was like, because Tamika called me first. She like, I ain't missing this. And then Tanisha was like, well, I'm riding with Tamika. Now I know I got to ride.
Then I saw Wendy. We ride to Alabama with Tamika. Hey, Tamika, I'm sorry, but I was like, Wendy, you want to hop in the car?
And then you hopping in the car.
Look, I might be sick. So I don't want nobody to work with me. Watch it.
And then there was 3 of my students, they called, and I'm like, no, y'all are not coming down there. They like, well, you really can't stop us. And then on my way to pick you up, Jeremy called me like, Mom, when your graduation? Because Chrissy Rose on the phone, they want to know when. I said, Chrissy Rose coming to my, I'm like to my graduation?
Is there a cap on the amount of people you can invite?
It's not a cap.
Okay.
And so, section.
Section to the left.
Yeah.
4 rows down.
And so that's when, you know, we were having that conversation like, you know, maybe that's been drilled in your head for so long, the negativity that has impacted you, that you think people don't show up, but people, they showed up for your, and they showed up for your graduation.
But I think when people show up it's not that when they show up, they show up when it really counts.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so when it really counts, that makes a big difference when people show
Yeah,
up.
but there have been instances where it counted for me, and you know that was.
I'm just saying, when I say that.
But I must say, my
when-
circle
when I
has
say that
changed
when
as
it
well.
counts,
Oh yeah.
When it counts is different for different people.
Yeah.
You know, when it counts for you.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think a lot of that has to do with my maturity, my growing, my healing. So my circle has changed.
Absolutely.
And then my thinking has changed because I used to be like, okay, we family. But now, I don't care if you family or not, if you interrupt my peace, then I treat you at a distance. The same thing with certain friends. Like, and I think we talked about this. We treat friends on, you know, it's levels to friendship. It's categories. And so when you change your circle, you change your life, let me tell you. So my circle has changed. People I deal with in my family has changed. So I've changed my circle too, and that's probably why too.
Why it's different.
You know.
Yeah.
And then you know what I was thinking too when you were talking about all this, like nobody showed up for me, and then I just had like this thought: imagine God, because He exhibits all these love languages, and
Yes.
how would we do Him?
Yeah. But you know,
He gives us all of these love languages.
yes.
He's not sitting here saying, "Let me take this test and see what my first, second, third, fourth, and fifth." So it just popped in my mind when you
But
was
it's,
like
it's
that. I'm like,
interesting that a love language is not like a rod of correction. You know what I'm saying? Like loving from tough love. Like that's could be a love language. Gary Chapman. You know.
well, rewrite the book.
Okay. But to your point, when you're talking about God, I know like there's a scripture in the Bible that says we are overcomers by the word and testimony of one another. Like hearing you talk about your love language and your issues and how your triumphs and Felicia and Wendy, it's uplifting. It's encouraging.
Yeah.
You know, so words have so much power.
Yeah.
But anyway, go back to your thought about God and all
No, I
this
just
love.
thought about it. Like I'm like He exhibits all these love
Because
languages
God
to
is
us.
love,
Yes,
yeah.
and it's just a beautiful thing. When you said that, like nobody showed up for me, I'm thinking He probably was thinking the same thing. Like,
Like,
y'all don't show up for me, and
Or,
don't do work
or,
for me.
wait a minute, or better yet, he thinking about how many times have I showed up for you?
Right.
That's probably what he
But
thinking.
that's what I'm saying.
God
God
has
has
always
always
showed
showed
up
up for me. Right,
And
right.
you're right. To your
Yeah.
point, like
God has
how many
always
times
showed
like
up.
God is like saying, I show up for you all the time, but
Right.
where is my praise? Where is
Exactly.
my
Yeah, absolutely.
where's my words of
Where's my
affirmation?
answer? Where are my gifts?
Come on, Princess.
Right.
But I was talking about earthly because
Yeah.
God has been the one consistent thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
I
God
wasn't
has
talking about
been-
you. It just hit my mind. You know, like I wonder. You know,
Yes.
like how does He feel?
Oh, preacher status tissue. Oh, and thank you so much for the cupcakes. Like this acts of service. Is this what words? This is gifts.
What they all of it.
It's all of it because you
You're
thought
right.
about
But wait a minute, but you
the.
know she's a germaphobe and you didn't cover them up. You just got them sit
Oh.
down.
Oh,
You got to sit down in an open air with germs flying.
I am not a germaphobe, but before I eat my cupcake, I will hand sanitize. And what's she? See the? You see what I'm talking
I
about?
thought about her.
What is this called? Acts of service.
Yeah.
Gift.
Gifts.
Receiving gifts.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Wash your hands.
So yeah, I mean, like little things like this is so very thoughtful.
Before you physical touch me.
and will. And I will pray over it to make sure that it takes care of everything. Okay.
And so
Yeah.
we are about to bring this to a close. I pray that you all tell us your love language. Do anybody have any closing words before we close out on this?
Well, I do, because if you're wondering, like, you can just Google love languages, and it's a free test that you can do online. And
The 5.
Huh?
The 5.
The 5. I just Googled love language test.
Oh, you did.
And
Okay.
it just popped up. So you can just put that in your Google search, and then you'll get a test. You can take that free test online.
How much
and you
it
can-
cost?
It's free. And you can find out what your love language is, Hushers, and then just put it in the in our comments. We would love to hear from you.
And I actually, for you hushers, I'm actually going to put the link that Takika sent
Yeah.
us in the link. I'll put that in there for you all. And make sure you take the test and tell us what your love language is. We would love to hear what your love language is. And for those who've been rocking with us, we rock with you.
Yes.
So
I like
on
you
that
said
note, we want to say,
Girl, hush.
Well, really, keep talking.